So we're taking a yogurt container and we're gonna use this pen to punch holes in the top because we're gonna go get night crawlers to go fishing tomorrow. It's currently like midnight. We're not gonna fish till the evening, but night crawlers obviously nighttime. So we waited till late. It's sunny all day, so it's not going to probably be ideal. But we're gonna give it a shot because we're gonna need worms in order to go for sea run trout tomorrow. Yeah, keep you updated. Sums it up.
Protect the worms, everybody. Today we're gonna try doing spinner, full spinner, specific against 3-poly, and we already forgot our pliers at home, so I'm going with the old nut for my weight instead of some split shots, which also works when you're in a pinch. So I'm gonna tie this guy on. Just gonna put down my spinner so I don't lose him. I'm gonna tie on this guy, I'd say about 3 feet or so up, 2 feet, so that you don't, you can't see if a camel's killing himself behind the camera. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna tie this about 3 feet up so that the fish doesn't see it when you're trawling it. So he's just focused on the spinner, he doesn't get spooked. All right, and it really doesn't matter with the nut. We're just going for trout, so if we're going for a bigger fish, it'd be a little more important to have a swivel in here, or some way connecting it that it's not directly in the line. But where it's just trout, you can just tie it right off the line, and as long as you keep solid tension on the fish you catch, you shouldn't have a problem with breaking lines. So just doing 2 knots here, and then I'm going to connect on my spinner. And for the spinner, I'm just gonna go with a handy so first off, I'm gonna put the hook around the spinner. Some people like putting leaving some room in between. Personally, I've had the most luck just putting the hook right on her. I usually like to do 5 to 8 wraps, depending how big a fish you're going for. These I'll be going for more like 6 or 7 or something. Just regular fishing knot. You wrap it 7 times, and then you put it through itself, and you pull. Make sure to wet it, and ta-da. Make sure to put it on an eye or something and give it a little pull so she don't break on you, or make sure she doesn't break. And that means you can tie it correctly. So now I'm just going to cut off the tag. Goes through the water correctly. And now we're ready to put our worm on. So for worms, last night, as you've seen earlier in the video, we got some night crawlers. Oh jeez, he's a smaller looking one, but yeah, we got a few of them here. Don't look as big because they're a little cold, they're all shriveled up, but they'll stretch out. So I just usually take about half a night crawler and put her on my worm. Got a duck coming in here. So I just like to put the tail through the bottom, and then I just keep putting them through so that he goes further up the hook, and if it were to break on one part, he's not gonna fall right off. Right. All right, so then I just break them, a nail, and there you go. ready to fish. So then, I can just toss them right in. You want to be on this one. And then, usually go close, middle, far. So I'll start off with just fishing along the bank, because where a fish is going to sit is along the bank, in the middle, and along the far bank. So first time getting out this season too, so I'm gonna be a little rusty. So this is middle.
And what he's doing there is he's just slowly reeling it in, so you get good action on the spinner, and
The fish can still catch it.
the fish can still catch it because you don't want to be moving too fast. Water's still pretty cold, so they're not going to be wanting to move too much.
2 ducks in the sky there.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can call these ducks in, actually.
Here, you can pass to me.
Hold that.
Oh, they're landing. Not too bad. Okay, so I let my, while I wasn't paying attention, I was holding the camera for Campbell. I let my, my lure sink to the bottom. So how I made sure it didn't get stuck is I held the tip up in the air, so that'll make sure that it comes off the bottom faster compared to if I held it lower. So now this one I want to keep lower because I'm going to start reeling right away, so I'm going to keep the tip lower. I can control where it's going based on where I hold it. So this will be keeping it down in the water, and this will bring it out of the water. So basically what we're going to try to do is we're going to see, we're each going to get 5 minutes on the clock, and with the worm, then we're going to each get 5 minutes with Rapala, and we're going to get to pick ourselves based on wherever we want to stand on the river, and whoever can catch the most fish wins. And at the end of the time, whichever lure caught the most fish is going to be the king of the hill for today. All right.
Hey, wait, there's a duck there.
Got on cam. There's another one coming in, Cam. Oh, he's turning. He was about to land in the water, and then he started turning towards us. But I think he found yeah, he found a few buddies. There's some more in the air. All right. So anyway, we got a 5 minute timer that I'm starting, and so Cal's gonna fish here for 5 minutes with worm and gold spinner, and we're gonna see how he does. Starting now. Timer's on.
Timer set?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to start by casting my way down the river, just kind of focusing on this main bank that's on our side. Just because I know that we do not have enough weight on this in order to cast all the way across and fish that side. So that is the game plan.
We're going for sea run trout at the moment. They should be just coming in for their spring run, but today was the opening day to fish this low down the river, so nobody actually knows if they're in yet. But they're probably here. I don't know if that was a bite. The worm was hit. Oh. Nope, that's the bottom. The old good, the old log special. Be careful on that. What's going through your head? How do you work on this?
My main focus is to just cover as much ground as possible. Obviously, we only have 5 minutes, and we don't know where the fish are as of right now. So if we can just keep moving down, cover as much ground as possible, and find where the fish might be, that will give us the best chance to catch more. I'm just slowly reeling this in. Not too slow that I'm gonna get hooked on the bottom, but slow enough that they have enough time to grab it and stay out of the end. You also have to watch out for the Canadian geese that's on the other side. You can probably see. They will attack them. When you're fishing rivers, especially, when you look along the side of the bank, there'll be some more like steep side banks. Those ones, when you see that, it usually signals that like there's going to be a decent bit of depth right by the bank, which a lot of fish want to sit along the bank because predators can see, like birds, eagles, they can see down into the water and see where they're at, which makes them an easy target. My worm is gone.
Also, then this is half the event here. Is the sprint back to, because you forgot your bag. This is on the clock, so he's got to make the most of her. It's always a dreaded time when you realize that you went far further than expected, and you actually left your bag about 200 meters down the bank. That's a tough first go. 5 minutes. It's she's pretty tight. We might need to extend it depending how things go here. But all right, so it's my turn now.
So I just finished my turn. I failed starting the 5-minute timer, and now it's his turn. All right, you're on the clock.
All right.
Yeah, and since my turn, we have moved down the bank a bit. There was some people that came, so we came down across a little creek bridge looking thing. Just a rinky-dink way of crossing. So then, did you get a bite?
Yeah, there's a little nibble down there.
All right, so we got a little nibble on here so far. This seems to be a little bit better of a spot.
Oh, frick. Something wants it. So here's a good example of an undercut bank right beside me. It's a steep bank. Alright, let's see. Goes for it. Oh, frick, I think he's gone. Okay. cast one across here and I'm gonna keep going.
Alright, as you can see, I mean, there's only 2 minutes left on the clock here.
I see my worm fly off. Check it. I'm pretty sure she's on the other bank. I put the worm on that time. I didn't do it quite how I explained it the first time. So it was a bit thicker worm. But,
Oh, you still got some.
okay, good. Good pieces.
Well, at least he hooked something. Some Canadian geese there. That is a 5-minute timer.
We're gonna try switch over the column first for 5 minutes at least, and then based on how that goes, we'll decide if we're extending it up. Okay, so Campbell's on now for the Rapala. We got the 5-minute timer starting now, and he's up. He's working the bank first.
This reel sounds like toe maybe. Yeah, so I'm just kind of casting out about 3/4 of the way over and letting it swing towards the bank as I slowly reel it in. It's a Rapala, so it looks like a little fish. And a lot of these, they'll feed on smaller fish that are like injured. So if you can make the fish look injured, it looks that more realistic.
By doing inconsistent movements and jerks and stuff. Or inconsistent reeling like Campbell's doing at the moment. And the Rapala is currently on is a minnow Rapala.
Yeah. If you look right quick here.
This looks like a minnow.
The sketchy part about these banks, if you look around, you can see all the beaver holes where beavers are sliding in and out. They create a little slide for themselves so they can easily get in and out of the water. I mean, they don't have legs as long as ours. So if you're not paying attention, you step in them, and it's just like...
And sometimes covered over by grass, so it's a good thing to keep an eye out for if you see something that looks like a slide on the edge of a bank. You might have a little covered over part leading up to it.
I think 2 geese just got in a fight.
They were squawking at each other?
Yeah, they're flapping, and then they just went down over a bank over there. Asserting dominance.
Yeah.
See the flag?
No, I didn't.
Well, this feels fishy. But it hasn't proven to be fishy.
Not yet. I keep moving because you don't want to be going over the same trout that doesn't want to eat forever. So
I don't know if there is trout here or not.
there's definitely trout around.
Definitely some. But if you hit it, if you swing something across them more than once and they don't get it or grab it, probably not.
So we usually try to keep moving.
Attacking them. Look.
Anyway, that's your goose portion for the day.
And, as far as the fishing goes, there's been nothing changed.
That's fishing. That's why they don't call it catching.
Yeah, sorry for the noise. There's a goose war going on.
Oh, and that's Campbell's timer. So we'll see if I'm any more fortunate here in my 5 minutes.
Boyd's part 2 of the challenge with the Rapala. And we're going to be setting a 5-minute timer once again. 5 minutes is on the clock. Give her.
Oh, oops, I cast by you.
Welcome to Average Fisherman.
Fishing the wrong pond.
Yeah. I don't think there's any fish in there. Well, at least not the ones we're going for. Alright, he actually stuck it in the proper pond this time. I know it's a river.
It's a river, actually.
Yeah, I know. It's all part of the joke.
Holy crap, there's a beaver hole right there.
And that is why we say be careful. Oh, look at the ducks coming in. The nice part about days like these, where there's a couple people fishing the river, is that you can always check to see if they're hooked up to anything, and there's like multiple people kind of finding fish. There's a family of 4 up the river from us, so I mean, I'm not gonna bank on their 5-year-old hooking into a sea run, but I have faith. I have faith, because if they're there and they're hungry, doesn't matter who's on the end of the rod as long as it's there in front of them. So, good bit of action from the ducks considering it's April.
There's a bit of flow here, so I try to throw it out there and then swing it across. So you can slowly reel as it's swinging. You don't need to reel in nearly as much when it's swinging across the river. The river will keep your line tight, the lure off the bottom for you. And then when you start reeling, usually it's river has swung the lure all the way over to the bank for you, so then you get to fish the bank as well, all in the same cast.
And there's 25 seconds on the clock. We got some more ducks flying along the river up there. They just took off. And that's time.
I get to reel her in.
Yeah.
Still rolling on this, but
See if there's a buzzer beater fish. Doesn't look like there will be. I hope you. This is the longest buzzer beater I've ever seen.
No.
All right. All right, so we just got back to the car. We are going to.
Nice. Show it.
We are going to
Oh, I meant the.
switch spots. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, no luck down there, so we're switching spots. Maybe try it again if we find fish. Maybe not.
Never wear cotton gloves when fishing. You can never make back to the car without hooking yourself at least a handful of times. Like, I can't even open my hand anymore, so now it's usually an operation trying to figure out how on earth to get your fingers out of these frickin' things.
Yeah, so.
And then you're hung up on both hands. It's just not good.
Yeah, we're gonna go find another spot.